So, it is July 5th, pretty much 5 o'clock in the morning. And I have very, very little desires to do anything as far as just doing what I want to do. Because once you get up and then you get knocked back down and then you climb yourself right back up and then come right back down just to find yourself in the same stagnant pattern that you know for a fact, it's you come to realize it is what it is to a certain degree. That a lot of things in life really won't be as abnormally beneficial unless you just cut things out that wasn't benefiting you as a whole. So what I had to do was eliminate one note, one bill, but with me doing so, I had put myself within 2 3 months behind on all my stuff, man. So I kind of just like backtracked on realizing what else I didn't need. Um, I've been blocking a lot of people. Social media, I've just been doom scrolling. Switched to new shift. Pretty much, I kind of just adjusted to what I had to do for the next 6 months, which I'm going to lock in for. Um, when it comes to gaming, I'm not really hyped for anything until probably like August onward. But I'm pretty much just taking my time again and pretty much doing what I know will be best for me as far as just my life and producing what I can produce as far as content as well. I will be content. I will be producing more down the road, as I mostly stated before all this BS has fell on my lap. But at the end of the day, I have to adjust to what my life has thrown at me, and I would like to allow myself to proceed with more caution as far as just trying to do better and keep me in a space where I don't have to feel like I have to do more than what I should. Because that's where I kind of fell off at a little bit. I did way more than what I should have. I did way less than what I could have done as far as just maintaining my lifestyle. Um, because I still have a good job. I have a wonderful job, paying me well, especially with the premium they throw me at for this shift. This reason why I'm probably gonna only stream Friday morning all the way up until Saturday night or Saturday afternoon. So most likely you guys are gonna have to catch me sometime Fridays, Fridays and Saturdays. So right now, what I'm planning on doing, I'm going to allow myself to continue to build off on where I left off at. If you guys go to my channels, I really haven't posted anything at all since my update on Instagram, but that's because I had a lot of levels to allow myself to break through because I allowed myself to continuously put myself in a predicament where I did not need a lot of things that really didn't benefit me and my lifestyle. I've lived above my minimalist um, lifestyle, if that makes sense. Because let's be real, I am 27, no kids, thank God. Um, Pretty much, I isolate myself more so than anything because I don't really have the capability to continue to have any relationships outside of self. So I realized that I'm going to do what I believe is best, and I know for a fact what I planned out is going to work out because at the end of the day, I can't go no further based off what everything else is moving forward for everybody. I have to do what's for me, and I'd rather continue to do that based off how my life is and how things are based off how I had set it up over the course of the first half of the year. You know, from having a second car note, which I shouldn't had, but I didn't think about it. Trying to get back with my ex, find out she's pregnant by another dude. That failed. Filed bankruptcy, which my first time is easy, but now I'm playing pretty much playing catch up on all my other bills. I was at a verge of being evicted, but thank God I pulled a power move on switching my shifts that allowed me to get premium to add on to my checks. So now I'm on the verge of getting out of that. Plus, by the 11th, I should be caught up. So that's another one. Car repairs. I don't have a lemon, as they quote unquote call it, but I do have a piece of. I do have a car that needs love and care to it. So once I get everything situated with the car, I'll worry about everything else, like the little cosmetics and whatnot, which I already done. If you guys go on my Instagram, look at my story before it fades out, it be up there. Had a hard time putting the tint on my headlights, which that was a bitch. But I got the front two done. The back, I probably might have to spray tint unless I'll get the heat gun and do it myself. But that's besides the point. Um, got denied twice from two apartments because I was so behind on my rent, or in this one, that they denied me regardless I had a good job or not. So that put me in better. That put me in a mindset like just because you got a good job doesn't mean you can get approved. So credit is still fucked because I filed bankruptcy. It's still fresh, not like how I was in the close to 700s. But once I get back to close to 700s again, I'll probably might end up doing a lot better. But it is what it is for now. I can't really do too much besides just focus on what I need to do for myself again. Um, I ignored a lot of people lately. I've kind of just been separating myself, isolating myself more so because I've come to the conclusion not only that no one had like any other way to assist, help me when needed the most. Because at the end of the day, when I'm reachable, they come to me for help. That's cool, but when I need help, they can't help me. So I've kind of like secluded myself at the end of the day, and knowing that I'm going to do what's best for me at the end of the day, and know what I need to separate. So the fact that I can literally do things on my own way better than what I have tried to allow to reach out for help puts me in a better perspective of knowing that I'm not gonna reach out for help unless it's a dire need for real. Um, Not even my family can actually help me because, again, I'm the breadwinner. I'm pretty much the one that they depend on. Hopefully, they learn not to depend on me as much. Um, Sisters, I ain't really talked to. Best friend cut me off, which is cool. I understand that now. I'm not really tripping on that. Um, I wish her the best if she decides to keep me away from my decisions, which I don't regret, but the timing was just like, eh, whatever. Um, what else has inspired in the last 6 months? Got rolling up three, not one, not two, but three times over a safety policy they decided to slap on everybody. Which, mind you, it's a OSHA and Amazon thing now, which I had to like put my mind back into. Okay, if y'all gonna do this, y'all gonna just put me somewhere back where I don't need to require something that violates you guys' policy. So with that being said, I decided to just go ahead, comply, play ball. So when I get back on my feet, where I can comfortably breathe again, then I can be able to take my medical leave again. and just peel off somewhere, go back to my old company, and just keep doing what I was doing. Because I really originally wasn't supposed to come back early. I was supposed to come back literally the beginning of this month, but obviously with my second car being repoed, I had to figure out a way to get another car. Not knowing I had a 401k I can pull from, go on Facebook Marketplace and get me a paid off car, which I have the title right here. It just needs worked on. Rotors, brakes, tires, ABS, TPs, traction, all that little minor stuff. That's easy work. I just don't have the money for that right now, and I don't believe my warranty can cover most of that. If they do, hey, chef's kiss, boom. And all I got to do is worry about the tires, rotors, brakes. Um, that's about it. Windows need to be worked on, so hopefully my warranty can take care of that sometime this weekend or next weekend. That part I'm not tripping on. So with me being able to step away from stepping away from just gaming on camera, trying to produce more content, clips for you guys, I had realized like I wouldn't say I've been emotionally drained, but I have been mentally exhausted just on the ongoing concept of I have what I need to do. I got exactly the momentum, but something always hits me back. And that's always been my fault because I've always been planned to do things 10 steps ahead. I have been winging it ever since the beginning of this year. And that's my fault because at the end of the day, I've steered clear from my program because I wouldn't even say the beginning of this year. I would say in the middle of last year when I had broken up with my ex, I have steered clear from my program thinking I can just get back into the game. Like, no, I still really wasn't in my mind correctly to do things how I was supposed to do things when I first originally moved out my first apartment. This is my initial first apartment. How I got the first apartment I had in Westland. That's a different story for a different day. Um, what I also have concluded with with my diabetes, I have really slacked on my upkeep. As you can guys can see, I have gained way more weight in the last few episodes or few times you guys see me. So right now, I'm pretty much getting back on track again. Seeing though this is the last half of this year, so mine as well, and keep things more slow and paceful to see where I'm at with my life. Because right now, this is where life is at, and I'm kind of like in the middle of right here. You feel me? So right now, I'm pretty much just getting everything back on order. Um, so when it comes to gaming, streaming, content creating, I know I'm not the best consistent person. Sometimes I feel like maybe I shouldn't even do this shit at all. Um, I'm just here giving you guys transparency, if you will. I want to be as transparent of what's going on tenfold so that way I can give you guys the best experience from my point of view so that way you guys don't feel like I'm just out here doing willy nilly, which that's never the case. I mean, I have free will to do so, but at the same time, as knowing to be a content creator, got limited skin in the game, but I do have some acknowledgement of what's going on. I decided to just be like, hey, god damn it, why is my shit acting like this? What happens when you have a necklace that just don't want to act right today? There we go. So, with that being said, I decided to just go ahead and say fuck it, do what I need to do, get my life back in order. So sometime in August, you guys will see me back on online again. Um, Speaking of gaming, I have never I will never believe I would say this, but I've kind of been more into other games besides Call of Duty. I kind of like stepped off from Call of Duty for a while. I haven't even touched the new season yet. But the games I have played, I've been back. I've actually dived into Division 1 and 2. Wildlands coming in today. Hopefully today, if not today, sometime next week. Who knows? Uh, Trying to dive back into the finals. All right, I'm diving into every other game besides what I normally will play, which is kind of great for me. So that way I can broaden my idea and knowledge of the games that I normally prefer to play. You know, as much as I love Call of Duty, which I will be copying a new Call of Duty Black Ops 7, I'm still enjoying the fact that Division 2 is giving me exactly what I wanted that Call of Duty should have given me. You feel me? Like across the board 100% that game. Top tier. I can't complain. Never that. No. And I can only imagine what Wildlands gonna bring me when I play it. So off off camera, I've been enjoying playing Division 2, Division 1, going to play Wildlands. Um, I got Anthem for what 37 cents. I had a $5 coupon off my PlayStation. Um, Hypercharge, I still haven't played yet for real. Night Rain, I still haven't played that for real. Even though I was hyped as hell to pre-order all these games, but my attention been so focused on outside of my console, outside of gaming, that I have literally been so mentally drained of everything that I didn't even pay attention nor have the energy to enjoy the game. Like I'll be on here probably like an hour, maybe two, and then I get right the fuck off. Normally I'd be on this bitch like maybe roughly 10 to 12 hours. If you guys had seen me on my last stream, I had done a 24-hour grind off the first launch of Black Ops 6 just to get Prestige 1. Like I did that. I done that. But I've been so mentally and frustratedly drained of what's going on inside of my life, I didn't really have time to enjoy any of my games. But this game was there for me during my process of not trying to get evicted, looking for places. Like every other game, I haven't really touched besides Division 2. So for Tom Clancy's games to be included into my part of milestone of where I'm at right now in my life and keep me get hope, because I was about to sell my PlayStation. Because if I sold my PlayStation, I really would have gave up on everything and just given up hope. So that's the only driving block right now that I have is Division 2 and my PlayStation. Like I gave up my Xbox because for one, I had an Xbox One X and I really didn't play it unless my Wi-Fi was off or my internet was off, and that technically never really happens unless I'm like way behind. So I just decided just to get rid of it because I seen the new handheld Microsoft is working with an AMD, so I'm working on that as well. Probably like save some money to the side somewhere in October to get that whenever they release it. Um, Because if I scrap that idea, I probably might just get the Xbox Series X and just run with that. Um, Call that a day. And then when it comes to just like content creating, I have ran out of so many ideas because every time I'm looking at other people's ideas, I'm trying not to bite off them because my ideas have been so plucked out. from all the shit that have been consumed off the internet alone, I decided to say fuck it, just whatever comes to mind, I'm gonna just throw it on the screen and just run with it, post it, and just do what I gotta do. I used to post like maybe 4 or 5 times in the beginning when I first started, like originally first starting doing content on Instagram. Now it's like every blue moon. I still got 2,000 followers, but even then, it only seemed like I got 2,000 followers. So, in all actuality, it doesn't even seem like I'm just because I mean, what can I can't be mad if actually I don't really care too much on it. I'm just here to see what sticks, and if whatever sticks, sticks. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to be part of the stigma or this category of like your everyday content creator. I'm just a regular everyday person who's not only an asshole at heart, but contorting, or however you want to pronounce it. Um, I do enjoy trying to put out content whenever I get the chance. But at the end of the day, if I don't have the energy to do so, you guys can't be mad at me. And half of the time, I don't really have the energy nor the mental capacity to continue to do so. So some days, yeah, I do feel like I should just say fuck it, give it up, and just continue on life. But that's not the case. The case here for me is I need to hurry up, get back on my feet, do what I need to do, and proceed with how I need to rebound and keep a steady pace. So that way, going into next year, I won't have to run into these problems. Who to say? Probably next year I won't end up finding me a new place if I steady continue working on what I got working on. Somewhere cheaper, I hope, because I don't want to keep. The rent goes up each year, which is kind of stupid. I hate that. But what you can do, living in America, fucking gay shit. And it's no better back home across the bridge, because nigga, their taxes eat the fuck up too. Because regardless, you rich, middle class, poor, or just all in between, living is more expensive. And I don't know whether or not what is more expensive, living or dying. But that's besides another point that I can embark on another discussion. Um, but I will say this though, that I will be able to continue dropping probably three. I'll say I'll drop 2 times a day just to get myself back into pace. Once I get back in the hang of doing so, and then once I get a consistency of how I used to do things, then I'll go back to doing 4 times a day to 5 times a week, 5 times a day probably. Cause I'll say this, I will make sure that I'm always gonna be consistent as much as possible once I'm out of this bubble I'm in. Especially if I'm in this mental bubble, because right now I'm in a mental bubble of saying fuck it, fuck everybody, fuck life, fuck this, fuck that. I'm just fuck it, but it's cool. So I will be continually giving you guys updates on how I'm moving forward with this. I will be able to play games soon. More so with anybody who does decide to add me on their PlayStation. Um, Anybody that is playing Division 2, you more than welcome to join my clan. Just type in Toronto Boys. Um, it's purple and blue with a rose. You can't miss it. Um, Because right now I'm grinding. As much as this game has been old, how old this game is, I'm grinding out. Like this is the more realistic fantasy game, shooting game that I want. with that being said, I've decided to go ahead and run with playing Division 2. Um, I think I'll enjoy Wildlands more so too, but who's to say? I'm always a fan of playing games offline because at the end of the day, with us playing online games, all these servers dropping and whatnot, I need something to play offline because I don't feel like having all these damn developers taking away a game that I rightfully paid for with my hard-earned money. So, and I'm personally about to end up purchasing a PlayStation 3, a modded PlayStation 3, because I do miss playing all my original games from Infamous 2, Bully, uh, Prototype 1 and 2. Now, if they decide to remake those or actually extend that series to a Prototype 3, I'll be fine with PlayStation releasing it. That should be a PS5 exclusive. It's a Prototype 3. Demon Souls is already an exclusive to PlayStation, bro. But what they need to do is release a whole remastered Bloodborne. But at this point, I'm kind of giving up on Sony trying to be cooperative. Xbox kind of already won the war on just exclusivity and trying to branch out because they already know they don't really need the console, they just need the player. Because the player already has the power. You just need to move with the player. And how better way and no better what's the better way to do so than allowing them to access just their gaming. They are trying to become not only the streaming service of gaming, but they already trying their best to become the mobile game king. And I'm not getting Nintendo. I'm not I'm not getting a Nintendo Switch, bro. If I am, I'm going to get the Nintendo Switch Lite. Or I'll just get a Steam Deck. Either one, but I'm not getting a Nintendo Switch 2. Because you're not about to brick my shit. I'm not. $400 is pretty much a week's check. Well, no. Because I make more than 400. I say that's a quarter of my check on a week's check. I'm not letting you break a quarter of a week's check out my pay. Nah. So fuck Nintendo. I'm not getting that. Um, but so far, I kind of do appreciate the burst of energy that I had to post this. If I do post this, hopefully I do. But if I do, I do appreciate posting this sometime down the road today. And whoever decides to like, share, join me on this journey to, I wouldn't say redemption, but getting back on top, then of course, I'm always appreciated. Um, and you guys should keep me in your mind whenever I drop new content. So, uh, yeah, I guess that's all I got today. But I also want to reinstate that I have also wanted to include um, putting myself out there more again. Because if you guys go on my channels, like I said, all my videos are down besides my clips. Um, all them clips is done. But I should be back online in August. If not, I will update you guys before August on what's to occur. But as far as just content wise, I will be persistent once I get back on my feet, mentally and just overall. So you guys should look out and keep it noted. Um, but yeah, I am I am your host, Pretty Boy T Live, coming at you live with another one. Hopefully sooner than you think. And I appreciate y'all listening to me. Like, share, subscribe, and I'm out. Deuces.